Hello everyone, how's it going? You joined me for a sort of a different kind of video today. We are here in the Woodbridge Town Center mall, and as you can see, we have Ripley out. Now, for the very small percentage of you who have actually commented on my video saying we want more Mustang content, this video is for you. We join you today with Ripley, like I said, my 2008 Ford Mustang GT convertible, and it is a beautiful Sunday evening. And chronologically, as I'm filming this, it is Sunday the 28th. Yesterday the 27th was my birthday. I am now 39 years old, and I just want to have a little bit of reflection of the past year and looking forward to my 39th orbit around the sun before I turn the big 4-0. But real quick, before I get into any sort of the narrative content here, we only have a little bit of sunlight left, so I want to make this quick. I want to first talk to you guys about the car itself. Now, it's been a while. I can't say it's been a while without hearing Stained in my head. It's been a while. But it's been a while since I've featured this car in a video all by itself. So let's go over a couple things that have changed from since I bought it to how it is now. I've told the whole story before of how I bought the car, so you guys are up to speed on that already. Now, it has been a while since I have had a video dedicated to just talking about this car. And since you guys, there's a very small niche of you who actually are interested in the Mustang, so let me go over a couple things that are up to date with it. First and foremost, at the 65,000 mile service change, it has just over 68,000 miles now. I bought it when it had 33,000 miles. It's been perfectly reliable, apart from an accident that I had over here on the driver's side door. Now, a couple of years ago, I took my parents and my girlfriend at the time out for dinner at Point Pleasant. My dad was sitting in the passenger seat, my stepmother and my girlfriend were sitting in the back. We took the car out for dinner, and as my girlfriend was getting out of the car, the door was open about yay wide, and as she was getting out of the car, someone in an Audi SUV clipped the door right here, basically just destroyed this entire panel, bent the car inwards here, bent the frame a little bit, and just drove away. It was a classic hit and run, and unfortunately, yeah, it caused a lot of money and damages. But thankfully, she stopped, pulled over, got an Uber, went home, so it was easy to find the car. And thankfully, we had a Tesla parked behind us, and it had its Sentry mode on, meaning it has 360 cameras, so it saw everything. It saw the car pull up, hit it, hesitate, and then drive away, along with my girlfriend's leg getting out of the car. My stepmother was getting out of the car too, and when the lady hit my car, my stepmother's face got rocked by the soft top. Now, who knows what would have happened if I had the hard top, but thankfully, no one was injured, everyone was fine. The driver of the Audi SUV ended up turning herself in, and I got everything covered on her insurance. So everything was fixed. It cost about $7,000 worth of damage to, first off, replace the whole door, fix the frame, repaint it, and yeah, realign everything. So yeah, thank God for that Tesla. Otherwise, probably wouldn't have gotten the insurance claim. And at the time, I did not have a dash cam, but I digress. All the fluids on the car are fresh, and I have been using the Shell Premium Plus. I think it's in 93 octane. And it has the nitro fuel or whatever. It has additives in the fuel line, and I only use Shell fuel now because the Shell Premium has fuel additives in it that help clean the fuel line. Every oil change or every 1,000 miles or so, I put a can of Seafoam in the fuel line, and it helps further clean the fuel line. So this car is running perfectly. Like, it's flawless. The engine purrs like a kitten, and I love it. So let's go over a couple of major things that have happened, because I'm sure some eagle-eye viewers will see that I've had the car lowered. And you are correct, I have had the car lowered. We're rocking some Kumho Exta all-season tires. I did have Michelin Pilot Sport 3 tires on here, but unfortunately, when you drive a car in New York City, for some reason, every time I drive a car into New York City, something gets broken. So I parked it on the street, and even though the parking space looked clear to me, there were nails on the sidewall in both the driver's side front and rear wheels, so I had to replace the tires, which sucks, and all-season tires are not ideal, but yeah, I was in a jam, and the tire shop did not have Michelin Pilot Sport tires at the time. So I got a set of all seasons. Maybe I want to splurge later on and replace all 4 tires with Michelin Pilot Sports again, but I digress. These all seasons work fine, and between how I drive the car normally, the fuel additives I'm doing, and being wary of just like how heavy my lead foot is. I know it's ironic to say with a V8 muscle car here, but I'm averaging around 27 to 28 miles a gallon, and I'm getting around 370 to 400 miles a tank. I actually just passed 410 miles on the last fill up. So 400 miles with a V8 manual. Yeah, that's pretty awesome fuel economy for a car like this. But I digress. I have recently started modifying the car, and let's go over the 3 phases of what I am doing with this car. Phase 1 was the suspension overhaul. I completely overhauled the suspension on this car, and I spent about $6,000 to $7,000 on completely changing the suspension. I've changed just about everything on this car. So underneath the middle of the chassis right here, because this is a convertible, chopping off the head of a car, the frame and the chassis does this whenever I'm cornering. So I have underneath here are some chassis stiffening braces to make the chassis a little more rigid. That helps tremendously with handling. I have some lowering springs from Steeda. I have Ford Performance shocks and struts that came directly from Ford. I was going to go with some Konies or some Eibach shocks and struts, but I've heard a lot of reports from people that those specific shocks and struts on this specific generation of Mustang, they pop, they squeak, and they're not good. So I wanted to order from the best, and I just got Ford Performance, and they've been amazing. I have the anti-bump steer kit on the front lower control arms from Steeda. These cars are known to have very loose rear ends, and a lot of the reasons why people crash these things is because they hit a slight bump and the chassis with all that power just can't handle the amount of power that the driver is putting towards the rear wheels, and they spin out and crash. These have a live rear axle, which is basically just a slight upgrade from a horse and carriage as far as suspension technology goes. The new Mustangs have independent rear suspension and they have modern technology, but these, I actually prefer the live rear axle Mustangs because that's what the Mustang's meant for. I like old school. And it's weird for me to say that a car with only 300 horsepower is all that power, because you see on YouTube people are putting 1,000 horsepowers in Honda Civics now, and like 1,000 horsepower is almost nothing now. Remember like 15 years ago when the Bugatti Veyron came out and that was 1,000 horsepower and people were like, holy shit, this is unheard of? Now some 18-year-old YouTuber that still lives in their parents' basements is putting 1,000 horsepower in their Honda Civic, and they're destroying Bugattis and Lamborghinis on the road, which is insane. 300 horsepower is not a lot of power. It's just not. So I bought this car mainly because of how it looks. I love the vintage 60s looking retro style. This is the specific model year car, or a specific generation, I should say. This is an early S197 chassis code, and this specific era of Mustang, 2005 to 2009, was this body style. This is what made me fall in love with cars in the first place. So I am essentially owning my car hero for the most part. I always liked looking at cars, but this is what made me go like, oh my God, that is beautiful. I want it. and now I finally own one. So that's great. Anyway, back to my modifications. I have a front sway bar, and I have brand new front lower control arms from Steeda. I have the iBock front and rear sway bar system, and let's see, let me take off my camera so you can see underneath. You can see that red bar underneath the car. I don't know if you can see it. I can't see the screen. Hopefully you can see it. That is the sway bar. And basically what sway bars do is help with body roll. Now, all these upgrades to the suspension have to do with steering. So pretend that my hands right here are the car. So normally a car with excellent suspension, if you're making a turn, the body will do minimal what's called body roll. These cars stock from the factory. Basically, when you make a turn, the body goes like that. And it's just not good for keeping the wheels planted on the road. What the sway bars and all my upgrades have done is basically keep the car flat on the road. Now, the downside of having a sway bar upgrade is because it does so much with anti-body roll, the point of which this will spin out and I'll spin out on the road, the speed of which it will spin out has gone down a little bit. I obviously haven't tested it because I'm not an asshole that will drive on public roads and spin out my car. I'm not at a car meet, I'm not crashing into people. But in essence, if I am on some B roads in the back and I'm taking some tighter bends, this is so much more planted on the road, especially with the lower range springs. They're lowered about an inch or so on all four wheels equally. I had to get the springs from Steeda because they're specifically made for the convertible cars, because the rear end on the convertibles are heavier than the hardtops because the motor and the mechanisms for the roof are all right here, and the rear of the convertibles just weighs more naturally because of how the car is constructed. So if I put hardtop springs on this, it wouldn't have worked right. So I had to get specific springs for the convertible, and Steeda are the only company that I found that still makes springs for the convertibles. So basically all those upgrades plus installation, I'm in about $7,000 or so with upgrades to the suspension, and the difference that those make to this car is outstanding. This thing drives, I shit you not, just as good as my Golf GTI. I take my Golf GTI out and show it some bends on back roads, and it feels amazing. This feels just as good now. And even though this weighs a lot more than the Golf GTI, this feels just as quick coming out of the corners too. So I love just upgrading the suspension, how much faster this car feels. I didn't do anything with the engine. But speaking of the engine, I completed phase 1, like I said. Phase 2 is power and, yeah, power. There's no other way to describe it. So let's get the key here. Remember when cars used to have keys? We are going to put the top down, so let me turn off the air conditioning. And let me pop the hood. And as you can see, I keep my engine bay spotless. Every time I wash the car by hand, I do not go to car washes anymore. If I go to a car wash, I go to a hand car wash where the people wash the car by hand. Either that or I wash it myself. And I have a whole detail kit with like toothbrushes or whatever that I use to clean the engine. So I keep my shit spotless in here. Now let's go talk about power. As you can see, everything is still completely stock on the engine. I still have the stock air intake system, stock manifold, everything is completely bone stock, including the exhaust system. Now, the stock system on this car doesn't sound bad. It's very muffled and it's not that loud, but if I just remove the mufflers and have a straight pipe system, or get a louder muffler system, this will scream bone stock with just a simple muffler delete or like a really thin Flowmaster muffler system. It will be illegal to drive in California, but it will be loud and it will sound mean. But even still, stock right now doesn't sound bad. So let's talk about phase 2, what I want to do with this car engine-wise. I'm sure some of you are already going to be commenting, well, put a supercharger on it. Now the superchargers in these cars fit right here. They take out the air box. But here's the thing with a supercharger. Yes, it will get me to about 700-800 horsepower, but putting that much power into these engines is just not good without changing the components inside the engine, the gaskets, the piston rings, everything, because this engine needs to be able to handle all the power going to it. And the transmission too. Now the transmission is a Tremec system, and it can handle about 500 from the factory, I think. Like in upgrades, it can handle around 500 horsepower. But if I'm being honest, a supercharger system that will get me to the point where I'm producing 800, like 700-800 wheel horsepower, that the supercharger system alone is around $7,000. To upgrade everything else that would need to be upgraded in order to handle that power, I might as well buy this car brand new again. Like, it's going to be over $10,000, maybe $11,000, and this car right now is worth about $10,000. So what I'm going to do with this, I'm going to have all the upgrades that Brenspeed used in their 3 valves, their top 5 modifications. I'm going to have the video posted here so you guys can see exactly what's going to happen. But in essence, I'm going to have JLT Series 3 cold air intake, get as much airflow in here as possible. I'm going to delete the airflow plates in the intake manifold that basically keep them closed until you're about at 4,000 RPM. So I'm going to delete those and just have the airflow open all the time to allow the maximum amount of air, along with a new throttle body for just more air intake to allow as much air into the engine as possible. That alone will give me about 20 to 30 extra horsepower. I'm going to get hot rod cams, or Detroit rocker cams, sorry, from Brenspeed. That'll give, again, another 20 or so horsepower. It will also make this car sound like an old 60s hot rod. Now, there's a YouTuber that I like to follow called Topher Drives, and he drove a 2007 Shelby GT Mustang, and it was a modified 3-valve with a couple of exhaust upgrades. So I'm going to basically get that exact exhaust system. I'll link the video right here if you want to see how it sounds, but it sounds amazing. There are a couple of other upgrades I want to do here that help with the engine, airflow, and whatever. But in essence, I'm going to get a complete exhaust system overhaul. I'm going to get the H pipe, not the X pipe. X pipe, the pipes come like this. H pipe, they go straight back with one tube connecting. There's really minimal horsepower difference between H and X pipe at most, but in essence, you get those pipes for the sound. X pipe is a little more high-pitched raspy. H pipe is more grunt, and I want grunt. I want this to sound like a 60s muscle car. So I want to get the H pipe, complete exhaust system overhaul, along with the airflow upgrades I'm going to be doing to the engine, plus a tune. I'm looking at about, let's see, it produces around 300 horsepower at the crank now, around 250 to 270 at the wheel, depending on how the airflow, the system, and everything is at the wheel. So let's roughly say 260 wheel horsepower. With the upgrades, I'm pushing close to 300 at the wheel and about 350 to almost like 360 in the engine. That is plenty of power for me. Again, if I want a fast American sports car that can compete with European rivals, I'll just buy a Corvette. But I'm not going to, because I like this. I bought this car for how it looks. I'm not trying to be the fastest thing on the road. I just want it, but I want a little bit more power. And unless I go crazy with superchargers and basically paying double of what the car's worth to generate that kind of power to compete with Corvettes, I'm just like, I'm literally just throwing money away at it. So I'm gonna keep it naturally aspirated for the build, and I'll be happy. So that is phase 2. Phase 3 is all appearance. And the big thing I'm gonna do is remove this fake hood scoop. This is cringe every time I see it. I get made fun of all the time by other enthusiasts because Ford decided to put this on this from the factory, and it looks like shit. If you want to put a hood scoop on the car, make it functional, or don't put it there at all. So there's a hood from American Muscle. I'll put a picture of it right here. It eliminates this, but there are some functional air vents that are on both sides of the car from like here to roughly here. I'm gonna have it factory painted, and the air vents right here, I'm gonna paint them black. So it'll have a nice little aesthetic to it. I'm gonna put a front splitter from the Shelby GT500 version of this car, and I'm gonna upgrade the grille just to make it like a little meaner looking, but I still wanna make it look completely bone stock. So I'm gonna have minimal touches. I'm not gonna put racing stripes on this because fuck that noise. But on the taillights here, these taillights are hilariously outdated. So you'll see it when I make a left turn today. This light bulb, when I'm making left turns, doesn't blink. So you're gonna see the left signal go do 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 versus do 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 on the right. Only this middle light lights up when I'm making left turns, when both of them are supposed to light up. You'll hear it. It only happened yesterday, and I need to get that changed. But it's just a bitch and a half to get to the light bulb here. And my trunk is also currently full with stuff, so I'm not gonna bother right now. And it's getting dark enough out where I don't need my sunglasses, so I'm just gonna toss these in the car. Yeah, that's basically it as far as appearance goes. Just light touches to make it my own. Let's get in the car. You'll notice that inside here I have the stock leather seat panel cover thingies on it. These things are the most annoying thing about owning an early S197 Mustang, because the glue that the factory used to glue these, you can see it coming undone right here, is shit. So in my glove box, I have Gorilla Glue that when this inevitably loosens up, I basically re-glue the upholstery right here together. And you'll see over here, it's already starting to come undone right over here. And you'll notice that the door window switch right here is all white and it's supposed to be black. I spilt glue right here, and I had to use a lot of nail polish remover to basically unstuck this this switch, and that in turn destroyed the button, as well as it ruined the paint on this little bit right here. So since I very rarely have passengers and I can control the windows both right here, it doesn't bother me, so I don't really care. But other than that, everything is still completely bone stock in here, apart from the gear lever. I got this from American Muscle, and the white cue ball color, and it makes it easier to handle. It's nicer to hold, and it looks very retro looking, especially with this all black interior. Which, by the way, I prefer the all black interior of the deluxe version of this car. I could have gone to premium, but this panel right here, the middle bits, would have been silver and gray, and I just don't like how they look. So there's really no real difference. I would have gotten a couple more meters in here for oil pressure and something else I honestly don't remember. And I would have gotten the My Color, which is these switches right here that control the color of the dashboard. The only thing this has is the My Color of the cup holders and the interior underlights. So I don't use this, and I don't care to change it. Now, we are going to need to use the headlights because the sun is going down quickly. I don't know if you can see it now, but the green that is on the dashboard right now is the same green from the Fox Body Mustangs, and I like this split pea green, so I wasn't going to change it anyway. Other than that, everything is pretty much stock in here. I very rarely have anyone in the back seats, so the back seats are pristine. And I keep this car pristine. I mean, I say that on account of that, but I keep this super clean. So phase 3, interior wise, the only thing I'm going to change on the interior is get the stereo upgraded. I might get the speakers upgraded, but if I get a modern radio with a graphic EQ on it, I can get these speakers to sound even better than they already do. But mostly, I want to get rid of these cables. So, I just realized my phone is at 29%. Might want to plug that in to charge. And since it's dark enough now, let's bring down the screen. And I don't want you guys seeing anyone's name pop up, so let's put on Do Not Disturb. And while I'm there, let's put the roof down because I'm already starting to sweat. It's 80 degrees and it's late September. I want it to be fall. I want it to be spooky season. So give me cold weather, please. But if I have cold weather, I can't really do much of this. So I wanted to buy a convertible because I've never owned a convertible. And if I'm going to go ham with buying a car for the sake of just having one, why not so I could have the greatest view of all time? Okay, so let's get going. We don't have that much sunlight left, and I will finish talking with you guys as we're moving along. I love having a manual, and the Tremec transmission in this thing is so good. So this car has been an absolute dream to own. I absolutely love owning Mustangs, and this is now the 4th Mustang I've ever owned. So it's been nice, and let's... Can't really have a driving POV without hitting the red line, so... Anyway, my birthday was yesterday, chronologically. Let's turn on the lights so it doesn't get too dark. But yeah, my birthday was yesterday, and every birthday I go to the beach and I dunk my feet in the water and I just have some self-reflection of my past year. I reflect on what a year I had, and I look forward to what I want to do in the next year before my next birthday. So I set out 3 specific goals for myself when I turned 38. I'm 39 now, but when I turned 38, I wanted to do 3 things. Number 1, I wanted to pay off this car. Done. I accomplished that. Number 2, I wanted to go and experience life on the road with the band. I actually got to do that twice, technically. One was that little mini weekend tour with Surrender to Eden in Florida, and the other one was going to Incarceration Festival with Alex and Zaki Ali. I want to thank both Alex and Surrender to Eden for inviting me out, so for those respective projects. So it's been amazing. So I got to experience life on the road with the band twice, and that's just amazing. My third accomplishment that I wanted to do was I wanted to hit not only 50,000 subscribers on YouTube, but I wanted to start making significant money with YouTube. Now, everyone's definition of significant money varies, so I'm not going to go into how much my channel makes, but I wanted, let me put the windows up to help with the sound. I don't know if that helps, but whatever. What I wanted to do was start making enough money with my YouTube channel where I can actually afford to pay for bills using my YouTube money. And I am very happy to say that I have done that. I now pay a lot of my entertainment bills. So my subscriptions, my cat's pet insurance, and my car insurance are all covered from the money I earn from YouTube, which is amazing. And you know, I'm really appreciative of how you guys have supported the channel and have watched my content, and I just want to say thanks. That's amazing. On a more personal note, one of the things I wanted to improve with myself mentally was being able to essentially not take any more bullshit from people, learning how to say no more, and really just looking out for myself on a more personal level. That involved pissing off a few people and upsetting some people, but learning how to say no has definitely helped me. And it's definitely helped my mental health in the long run. And trips like this of what I'm doing tonight and just seeing the water, being near the water, taking time for myself, that's really helped. I lost a little weight in the last year. I want to lose quite a lot more. Right now I'm hovering around 235, 240. I want to get below 200 pounds. So that's another goal I want to set for myself this year. But really, let's talk about some exciting goals to look forward to in the next year. And since I'm putting this on the internet, you guys naturally are probably going to hold me to this, so I'm kind of hoping that you do. Number one, I want to make enough money doing sound where I can do the absolute bare minimum of my day job photographer gig. I don't mind still photographing houses and real estate. I actually don't mind doing it, but my real passion is audio related. And even nights like Friday night when I was filming Eels of Love, just seeing those guys do their thing and the bands that came in support of the show, just what an incredible night of bands. And it reminded me why I love doing this so much. So I want to make more money doing sound gigs, whether it's live sound, studio work, etc. And you're so cool. You're so cool in your Volvo station wagon. Really, really cool. I want to make more money doing sound stuff where I can start easing back with real estate photography gigs. I know that's a lot. That's a big challenge, but that's definitely something I want to do. And the sun is down from the horizon right now, but I don't know if you saw, but the water just looks amazing. So that's big goal number one. Goal number two, I want to significantly pay off my Golf GTI. I financed that for around $28,000 last year, and I want to put enough money towards it where I want to owe less than $7,000 on it by this time next year. I signed a 72-month finance option for it. I want to be able to pay that off in 15 more months. So I want to be able to say I paid off my Golf GTI by January of 2027. So that's goal number two. But really, goal number three, I want to hit 100,000 subscribers. I want to cross 100,000 by summer of next year. I want to be able to go on tours with more bands. I want to be able to do way more than what I've been doing now with bands, and I want to be able to make new relationships, make new connections. And one more very personal goal for next year, I want to move out of my current place. As much as I've loved living in Woodbridge for the last 6 years, it's time for me to up the size of my living quarters. So the place I live in now is a 1-bedroom, 1-bath apartment, but the square foot wise, it's around the size of a 3-car garage because my apartment is above my landlord's 3-car garage. I am staying in the guest house on my landlord's compound. And while it's been an amazing living experience and I have a great relationship with my landlord, I just want more space. I want a dedicated second bedroom so I could turn it into an office. And even though I will lose basically the room to record bands in my place, I would have to record drums at least in a rehearsal studio. I just want a bigger place. it's time for me to move out, and I want to see if I can accomplish that next year. Well, in the year from now, but by the time I'm 40. Other than that, guys, those are 3 big goals I want to do, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what the next year brings. Hopefully you guys are in a good spot where you are in your personal life as you're watching. Regardless of what's going on in the world, I hope you're having a happy year. 2025 is not over yet. It's still late September, and we have the best 2 months of the year coming up, October and November. And fall is the best season of them all. I didn't mean to rhyme there, but autumn really is the best season of the year. You get spooky season, you get pumpkin season, and everything farm related. It's just amazing. Go, I'm letting you go. Jesus. Yeah, I love cooler days out there, and maybe I shouldn't have let this woman go. She is all over the place and driving so incredibly slow that my inner Jersey road rage is about to come out. Anyway, I'm looking forward to cooler fall days with the leaves changing and all the foliage, and with the roof down, just for more days like that. So that's what I'm looking forward towards, and I'm having a time of my life just doing what I love to do. I quit / got fired from my last day job. I worked for a real estate company, and they worked my ass to the bone so much that it destroyed my personal life, my social life, and it made me work close to 85 hours a week. I just couldn't do it. So I put in the bare minimum effort, got myself, I emotionally quit, but I didn't quit my job. I didn't resign because I wanted unemployment insurance. So I put in the bare minimum. I lasted another month there, and I got a severance and unemployment, and that helped me get through the rest of last year, while I put everything into my sound and my photo gigs. So I attacked freelance life hard this year, and the results are speaking for themselves now. I am living on my own comfortably enough where I can actually do what I want to do, like spend $7,000 upgrading the suspension of my car, albeit at the cost of destroying my credit card and crippling my wallet, but I digress. Let's see, I'm going to turn in here, and we're going to end in this parking lot here today. But yeah, guys, I have been working my ass off trying to succeed doing this whole freelance thing, and that includes doing YouTube, and I just can't thank you guys enough for the support in the, Jesus, coming up on 3 years now I've been doing this, and it's just been a wonderful time doing this, getting to know you guys, and honestly, to the point where a few of you reached out on my personal Facebook page, friended me, and became Facebook friends with me. There's been a couple of you who have exchanged phone numbers with me, and we've been texting in my DMs on Instagram, just chatting. So it's been wonderful just getting to know you guys, and hopefully I am in an even better spot next year when I turn 40 than I am right now at 39. I just want to say thank you for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. I don't know what the point is in locking the doors with a convertible top down, but instinct. Time to take a nice walk on the pier before I go to my dad's house, where we will hopefully watch the Green Bay Packers destroy the Dallas Cowboys. Go Pack Go. Thank you, Jerry Jones, for Micah Parsons. So, all right. I'm going for a walk. Bye.